Hello tennis fans, welcome back to the channel. As the echoes of Melbourne slowly fade and the long nights of the Australian Open give way to a new chapter on the calendar, the global tennis spotlight begins to drift westward toward the gleaming hard courts of the Middle East. This part of the season has a unique rhythm. The venues are pristine, the conditions are fast, and the margins between victory and defeat are razor thin. And standing right at the center of this transition is a young player whose journey continues to capture attention far beyond the scorelines. Alexandra Eala is back on court, and this time, the stage is Abu Dhabi. For fans in the Philippines and across Southeast Asia, this moment carries special meaning. Eala is no longer just a promising name whispered about in junior circles or highlighted as a future hope. She arrives at the Abu Dhabi Open as an established presence on the WTA Tour, carrying momentum, experience, and the growing expectations that come with consistency at the highest level. This is a WTA 500 event, one of the most competitive stops outside the Grand Slams, where elite players gather not just to compete, but to measure where they truly stand. For Eala, this tournament is less about a rival and more about affirmation. Her opening round matchup against Zeynep Sönmez of Turkey sets the tone immediately. On paper, it is a first-round contest. In reality, it is a meeting of two athletes moving forward in their careers, each testing how far their recent progress can take them. Both players enter Abu Dhabi shaped by the lessons of the Australian summer, sharper, tougher, and more aware of what it takes to survive on tour week after week. Eala comes into this event after a demanding start to her 2026 season. Her early performances showed a player increasingly comfortable against experienced opponents, unafraid to trade pace from the baseline or absorb pressure when matches tighten. She has spoken often about learning how to manage momentum, how to stay composed when matches swing, and how to make small adjustments rather than chasing perfection. Those lessons matter now more than ever. Returning to hard courts that reward timing and decision-making, Eala finds herself in conditions that suit her style. Her left-handed game allows her to open angles, especially off the serve and forehand, and her court awareness continues to mature. She is reading patterns better, choosing when to step inside the baseline and when to extend rallies, and trusting her fitness to carry her through longer exchanges. But the road here has not been without challenges. The Australian Open was a reminder of how unforgiving the margins can be at the highest level. Matches are decided not just by winners, but by resilience, by the ability to reset after lost opportunities, and by staying mentally present point after point. Eala's performance there, regardless of the final result, added another layer to her development. Facing powerful opponents under the brightest lights, she proved she could compete, adapt, and stay composed even when momentum shifted. After Melbourne, she returned closer to home, competing with the added weight of local attention and expectation. Playing in front of supportive crowds can be energizing, but it can also test focus. Eala has acknowledged how valuable those experiences are, not just for confidence, but for learning how to block out noise and stay locked into the task at hand. Every match, every tournament, feeds into the bigger picture. Now, in Abu Dhabi, the focus sharpens again. Across the net will be Zeynep Sönmez, a player whose recent performances have turned heads. Rankings can only tell part of the story, and Sönmez has shown that her current level is higher than what numbers alone might suggest. Her run through the Australian Open, coming through qualifying and pushing deep into the draw, highlighted her ability to raise her game on big stages. She plays with freedom, takes the ball early, and isn't hesitant to go after opportunities when they appear. That confidence makes her dangerous. Sönmez thrives when rallies speed up, when she can dictate with clean ball striking and disrupt opponents' rhythm. She has demonstrated an ability to stay calm in pressure moments, particularly against higher-ranked players, and that mindset alone can shift the balance in close matches. For Eala, this is not an unfamiliar challenge, but it is one that demands full respect. The history between these two players adds another layer to the story. They have shared the court before, and Eala has come out on top in previous encounters. Those matches, however, belong to the past. Both players have evolved since then, gaining experience, refining tactics, and learning for setbacks. Familiarity can be a double-edged sword. It offers insight into tendencies and patterns, but it also means surprises are harder to come by. Adding to that complexity is the fact that they have crossed paths off the singles court as well, having partnered in doubles earlier in their careers. That shared experience brings an unusual dynamic. Each player understands the other's habits, emotional cues, and preferred plays under pressure. Matches like this often become mental contests as much as physical ones, where adjustments and anticipation play decisive roles. From a tactical perspective, the Abu Dhabi courts will play an important role. The surface is quick but fair, rewarding players who combine aggression with patience. For Eala, serving efficiently will be key. A strong first-serve percentage allows her to control points early and avoid giving Sönmez opportunities to attack second serves. Her ability to vary placement and spin can disrupt rhythm and open space for her forehand. On the other side, Sönmez is likely to look for depth and pace, aiming to keep Eala pinned behind the baseline and force shorter replies. She may try to extend rallies, testing Eala's movement and consistency, and waiting for moments to step in and redirect the ball. How each player handles those exchanges could define the match. Beyond the immediate contest, the stakes in Abu Dhabi extend into the broader season. A strong run in a WTA 500 event brings valuable ranking points, confidence, and momentum heading into the next stretch of the calendar. For Eala, it is an opportunity to solidify her position and continue building toward consistent appearances in the later rounds of major tournaments. For Sönmez, it represents another chance to confirm her rise and challenge established names. Eala is also embracing the workload in Abu Dhabi by competing in the doubles draw. That decision reflects a desire for match sharpness and adaptability. Doubles play sharpens reflexes, improves net instincts, and reinforces communication and awareness, all of which translate back into singles. Facing experienced teams early on adds to the challenge, but also to the learning process. As February 2nd approaches, anticipation continues to build. This opening round match is not about headlines or predictions alone. It is about process, growth, and how two players apply what they have learned from recent months under pressure. It is about executing game plans, managing emotions, and staying present in the moment. For Eala, this match represents another step in a journey that began years ago, long before tour-level expectations and global attention. She has carried the hopes of many quietly and steadily, choosing development over shortcuts and patience over noise. Each appearance now is not just a performance, but a statement of belonging. At the same time, Sönmez arrives with nothing to lose and everything to gain. That combination often produces fearless tennis, the kind that tests even the most prepared opponents. Matches like this remind us why the early rounds can be just as compelling as finals. There are no easy days, no guarantees, only competition. As fans, we get the privilege of watching these stories unfold in real time. Whether you're following from Abu Dhabi, from the Philippines, from Turkey, or from anywhere around the world, this is the essence of the sport. Different paths converging on one court for one moment, with everything decided between the lines. The Middle East swing often reveals who is ready to push forward and who needs more time. For Alexandra Eala, Abu Dhabi offers a chance to set the tone, to translate lessons into results, and to continue carving out her place on the WTA Tour. For Zeynep Sönmez, it is another opportunity to challenge expectations and test her progress against a familiar rival. When the players walk on a court, rankings, predictions, and narratives fade. What remains is execution, belief, and resilience. One point at a time. So mark your calendars, keep your eyes on the draw, and stay locked in. This is more than an opening round match. It is a snapshot of two careers in motion, meeting at a critical moment in the season. Thanks for joining us for this in-depth preview. We'll be following every development from Abu Dhabi and bringing you the latest updates as the Middle East swing unfolds. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and, as always, enjoy the tennis.